If you're looking for some office space in Cleveland, Ohio, here's a guy who can help you do it. This is John from Hannah. John, thanks for joining us.
No problem. Thank you.
How do you start working with somebody who needs some space, and what can you bring to the party for them?
Well, it starts with just getting a general idea of how many employees they have, what type of work environments they're in. Are they co-working space?
Yeah.
Do they have to have individual offices? How many break rooms? How many conference rooms do you need? There's a fair amount of questions that I can drill down and get to.
Boy, and that's really changed these days too. It used to be offices, then it was the cubicles. Now with remote, it might be more meeting spaces and gathering spaces.
And there's a lot of co-work space where you may just reserve it for the afternoon and have your meetings, and then spend the other 3 days that week at home. So,
what are the types of things you got to think about other than just the spaces for people?
Well, a big key is just the number of people you expect to have in the space at one time, not at its peak, and make sure that you have enough space, whether it's individual offices or co-work space for what would be full time or high time or your busy time.
And is you have to think about then based on that. I don't know how many water stations there are and where the plugs are and everything.
Not specifically necessarily, but how many do you have enough parking for?
Okay.
If you have 100 employees, the likelihood that they're all going to be in the office at the same time is not very likely.
Right.
But in the event, what would be the most? Is it 70?
Yeah.
Do you have enough parking for 70?
Yeah.
Do you have, what are the, if you have multiple conferences going on or you needed conference rooms, do you have enough conference rooms? Is that, does the space that you're renting have additional conference rooms that you can rent on an or use on an as needed basis?
Yeah. And John, I always think about offices. I'm thinking business, suit and tie, whatever. I guess not suit and tie. What about something like, like a medical office, which is a little different?
That's a whole different ball of wax. It really is. Whether you're primary care, behavioral health, dental, eye doctors, they all have their specific needs, surrounding their medical practice. For example, primary care, you need patient rooms. For behavioral health, you need quiet rooms and closed off areas.
Yeah.
So it just depends. You can work with the landlords to help perform tenant improvements, but you're most likely better off utilizing space that was already previously used as a doctor's office.
And again, you're tied into like who's where now, and then who's been moving, and what businesses have maybe moved out of a location. It might usually be perfect somebody moving in.
Exactly. So, and there are, in this industry or in life, there's people moving in and moving out every day.
That's at the speed of business.
Whether it's people retiring and closing practices and moving forward.
So you might have some pretty good locations right now that folks maybe are getting ready to.
Yeah.
And if you're looking for a great location, this might be the guy you want to talk to. John, how best if somebody wants to get started with you?
You can call me anytime, area code 330-958-7291, or you're welcome to peruse my website, www.john-lubinski.com.
Great. Thanks a lot, John.
Okay, thank you, Randy.